Alright, 1, 2, 3. Hey guys, Dante here, and welcome back to my channel, The Burgos Art. And welcome back to another Sunday night art stream. No camera for today. I'm just going to be taking it really easy. And we're just going to be trying some character designs. We are continuing my slow march in making my first video game. We are making, as the title says, making game sprites. I have a few game sprite sheets that need to be completed, such as walking cycles, attacks, things like that. But I do want to sketch out a concept for a sprite, and then we'll do some, maybe then we'll get some animation for them as well. We are going to jump into that once I do some quick audio testing, so I know you can hear me just fine. The music in the background is good. Alright, so I'm going to switch around for a minute. Now stand by as I do a little do-si-do with all my headsets. Oh, you should not be able to hear that. Now stand by. There we go, that's better. Alright. Let me do a little test real quick. Awesome. So anyone who was joining me last time, I have a little notification sound that goes off just for me. You shouldn't be able really to hear it. And if you do, it's okay. It's no big deal. Whenever someone actually jumps into the chat, in case I'm not looking at it. But for whatever reason, but it's separate from my desktop sound, which is why my headphones, which were Bluetooth, were not picking it up, that is. So I have to actually like plug in and listen. Alright, drinking some soda. Okay, mouse is good to go. Let's jump in. So we are using Ace Sprite. That's ASEPRITE, Ace Sprite. And in the past, we have drawn a few guys. You might notice. Let me open up an older file. Show you what I worked on last time in this program. Where is my video game folder? There it is. Okay. It is odd. Stand by. Okay, look into my video game folder. I can see that the sprites are there. But why won't they open in this program? Is it just a title format? Okay, video games. Alright. That's very odd. It seems like it doesn't want to open the files I made in this program. At least the older files. I have them. That's the good news. They're there. I can see them. Okay, not that one. Ah, I see. I have a bunch of files here, but they're all saved as Clip Studio. Don't know why. I can't seem to open them here. Unless, I know what I gotta do. Nope. Cancel that. Don't save. Sorry guys, we're kind of bouncing around here for a minute. I have not used this program. I was new to this program when I first started it, a few videos back. So I'm trying to get back into it, understand how it works. I don't know why all these files are... I did these files in Ace Sprite. There they are. That is so weird. That is very weird. But here he is anyway. This is a one-armed bandit. This is him scooting along. This is his walking animation, essentially. Yeah, there he goes. That's his walking animation. He kind of scoots along. So that's him. I'm just looking around for other files we have. That's what we did last time as well. So the theme for this video game is like Wild West. Let me see. It's very weird because some of the files I can't seem to open. I can see them though. Okay, those are the Ace Sprites. Let's try... looking for other files from this. You know, this is supposed to be chilled music, but it sounds very suspenseful. what I think it is. I think last time we were here, I did a lot of these. I think I did a lot of these in Clip Studio, and then I did some in a Sprite. That's why we're getting like a difference of the different file types. Sorry guys, I thought I had this all together before I jumped in. Oh, there we are. I'm looking at the wrong file. That's when you have like a file that's like artwork, and then you click it, and inside it, it's finished artwork, or artwork of this, artwork of that. There we go. Now, yep. Okay, we're good. We have all the we have everything we're looking for. Sorry about that, guys. Alright. Now we can really get into it. So, once again, this is one of the animations we did last time. Little trapdoor bomb that goes off. This is just a still image. So we, or rather I, am going to... I'm going to grab this right here. Copy. Let me zoom in a pinch. Let me see if we can edit the size of this particular page. Screw it, I'll do a new one. Oh, that's why it's funny. Make the width 100. Make the height 150. Right? You know what? Just for the sake of room, make the height 100 and 150, 125 for the width. There we go. That way, I could just do boop. Put them in the corner. That's a little grayscale right there. So we're making a sprite that's gonna be really skinny but a bit higher. All of our sprites tend to be roughly within the 100 by 100 box, because that's where our hero sits. That's where the one-armed bandit sits. So let's just go right ahead and start drawing some guys. Deselect. Thank you very much. So we are doing... This guy's a pencil pusher. Right, he's going to be a pencil pusher who's carrying papers. That's too dark. Nope. There we go. So let's come up with a basic idea what the guy's gonna look like, right? He is a guy that is kind of short, but he's carrying a bunch of paperwork for the villain. So the sprite we're gonna work on right now is basically this little skinny guy. So I've muscle memories from a different program, so the buttons are kind of weird to me. So he's gonna be a little guy. He's kind of hunched back, right? And he's carrying a stack of papers for the villain. He's a minion who's gonna be running back and forth across the screen. Essentially, as a physical obstacle for our hero. I'm just gonna right now try and get a general like pose for the guy. Like he's kind of squat. Let's see. That's his shoulder. He's that's a bit too much. I'm just flushing out shape right now. His other hand is like over here, right? Doesn't help that I banged my hand today, so I'm kind of having trouble spreading my fingers across the keyboard. Has a simple black suit. And he got a bunch of papers just hanging off. He's trying desperately to hold on to them. That's what this is. It's this poor sap carrying stacks and stacks of papers, and he's gonna be running back and forth on the stage. And our hero has to like dodge him, jump over him, etc., etc. And as always, it is our job to try and depict that with a limited number of sprites. Now, originally, part of me was thinking, nope. Give me a second. There we go. Now, in this case, he's behind him. Behind him. In this case, our guy is behind the stack of papers he's carrying. Part of me was thinking, for the running animation, it's the papers are falling forward and he's running behind us. I think this is like the standard still frame look of him. And then we'll figure out the rest in a minute. Alright. Kind of getting the gist of it. It's really simplistic. I'm thinking, do I want to put books in here, like, you know, other things, but for now it's just like just paperwork. There we go. Put a little, give it a little dimension. I think what I need to do for my own sanity is add a new layer. Oh, come on. There it is. I gotta find a way to move this layer. There we go. And this layer needs a light background because I am having trouble seeing what I'm doing. Bloop. There we go. That's a bit better. With that being said, you can now see all the little gaps in the grays I missed. All right. So we're gonna do some adjustments. It's working his feet, and then let's see if we can come up with animation. I'm thinking of like going really cartoony with the leg animation when he's running back and forth. Give him a little Sonic the Hedgehog like cartoon spinny legs, if that makes sense. But before we do any of that, file, save as. Okay, let's make a new folder for this guy. There he goes. Oh, need to name that folder, please. Come on. There we go. Let's call him Paper Pusher. We'll call this. My dyslexia kicked in. I went to type in base as in like the base sprite. And I typed in D as in Dace Sprite. Alright. Save. There's our base for the guy. We're gonna keep working on him, of course, but that's what he is. I've been watching clips of Django Unchained on YouTube. You know, once you watch one clip, they bombard you with like nothing but like clip after clip after clip. Especially now with the introduction of shorts, YouTube Shorts, I'm guilty of developing an even shorter attention span. Thanks a lot, YouTube. But yeah. So I'm having Western on the mind. All right, so that's that, and we're going to just straight up do some black inking as well. Bring some of this out. Give me a second as I check one of my other sprites real quick. Open. I have to go back and double check because you do a style for one particular project. That is the wrong color ink. You do a style for one particular project, and then you have to ask yourself when you go back to it. Wait, was this how I did it? Was this how I drew the character? Just looking at some of my older pieces. By the way, here's the stabby swipey. Here, here. That's his basic attack of the one-armed bandit. So the idea I have, whether or not it comes across, all the backgrounds are done in a kind of like yellow or orange or even like a mustard kind of look. And that's because I want all the characters to be basic black and white or scale or tones of black and white anyway. And that is meant to kind of evoke like old wanted posters. That's kind of the idea I'm going for. And it's annoying because you could stand here all day nitpicking every single pixel, trying to get it right. Sorry, that was a weird sneeze. You know what? It's gonna do. Just gonna do this. Right? That was the wrong button. Nah, it's not working. There we go. Bloop. Should I even give him a pupil? It's meant, this hairdo is meant to be like a Superman, kind of like off to the side, but it's a little bit too centered. I gotta move this over a bit. There we go. He's just a little boy. He's just a little man. He's a little guy. Trying his best. Trying his absolute best. This file, save that just in case. Always file and save. Let's take a minute. Take a drink. So, news. Check me out at Big Apple Comic Con this weekend, 23rd, in New York City. It's gonna be a nice little, it's a one-day little convention where we're just selling our goods, really. I have redone a few of my stock. Like a few of the things I plan to sell have been like reorganized, repainted. I have retrofitted my D&D dice books, my tower tomes, to have magnet clips. They're very soft, like really gentle magnet clips, but they're just enough to. I feel better with it. I feel the books are a bit more secure with just a little magnet clip as opposed to the friction clip I originally put on those guys. What else? I have at the moment only 3 of my Beholder dice rollers. They act like Magic 8 balls. It is a little beholder sculpted by me, and its eye has a D6 in it. I was hoping to put a D10, makes a lot more sense, but I couldn't find a good D10 that fit the size I needed. But yeah, little dice rollers. And I've restocked on a few other things. I've restocked on, added more of, or you probably saw it from last week, my Nintendo remotes, all of which now have magnets as well, so they double as like refrigerator magnets. Once again, just strong enough to hold it on the fridge, not necessarily something to like hang up like heavy stuff with. But I'm happy with it. I'm debating. Let me zoom in for it. Let me try something here. Just want to try and make it a little bit more, I don't know, dynamic, interesting. I don't know what you want to call it. What the hell is the eyedropper? It's G. There we go. There, that makes more sense. Yeah, there's like pages that are like kind of poking out from the stacks. I think this needs to be pulled back a pinch. There we go. There we go. All right. Now, I'm wondering. So here's our just still base, but I'm wondering. I guess you call this his idle. Now the idle you shouldn't really even see that much. They'll run across the screen, stop for a minute in this pose, then maybe run across the opposite direction. So I don't know if I really need to bother putting like animation into this. Like I was thinking maybe like some little spinning pages that are falling. Or if I think that I might want to just leave it the way it is. There's also a matter of me wondering, should I put some books in there? Should it not just be stacks of paper, but like stacks of books? What I should have done is looked up some better reference. I'm just kind of winging it. You know, just kind of going with it right now. I do like it. I like it. I think we're good. The point of this is to move forward. If I overthink every single piece, I'm gonna go crazy. Be just a little boy trying to do his job. All right, file save. I'm going to do a file save as. I'm going to have this as let's do paper run. All right. Is there a way? Can you change your freaking sprite layout, like your freaking workspace size on the fly, like canvas? Can you change your canvas? Paste it there, stroke, rotate. No, transform. No, that's transform him. I don't want to transform the little boy. Yep, got my work pen. Oh. My freaking drawing pen fell and like quickly made a rolling beeline to go under my bed. I was like, no, no, no! Okay, so we have rotate, flip vertical, shift. Nope. New brush. Replace color, invert, adjust. That's brightness and hues. Insert. No, 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 no. You have ways to edit the layers, ways to edit the frames when we get to the animation. We try something real quick. Yeah, I don't know if there's a way to change the canvas size. When in doubt, Google it. First thing that comes up, change canvas size. Oh. Go to Sprite. There it is. Okay, we're just going to that is way too much. I just want to use this as a guide for this brand new picture we're on. This is called the paper run. So you have paper pusher, which is the image we just did, and now we're going to do paper run. And I just want to get like make sure I stay within a rough scale. That should do it. Ooh, he's far away now. Nope, that's not what I meant to do. I am just labeling my layers and locking them. You should always label and lock your layers if you're not using them. And now, new layer. want to keep it roughly a similar size and shape, so I'm going to first just blocking out the pages. All right. Whoopsie. We'll work on the hair a bit. So I'm drawing the legs in now, but I am going to probably redo them anyway. Let's zoom out for a minute. Not that much, jeez. Come on, just a little pinch. Zoom out. There we go. His arm is definitely too long. This is not exactly the way I imagine it. But as I'm drawing it, I'm trying to fit it. I'm trying to theoretically fit it within the box, if that makes sense. I might completely reposition him. Like, I really... Here, he still seems like he has control of the pile when he's running. I really want him to, like, be falling forward. So I might change him. I might actually change it up. Also, and I realized I made this paper pile that's way too big. Like, way too thick. It has to be something like that. Alright. Go look up a quick reference. Man tripping. Let's type in with paper. With paper. There we go. Oh, these are photographs of men just holding paper. Type of man tripping while carrying something. Yeah, there we go. Let's try that. Okay, yeah, this is what I'm looking for. Yeah. I think that's my mistake. I have him bent backwards as if he's still carrying the weight of it, but he shouldn't be. He should be falling forward. Losing the weight. Let me put a new layer in real quick. New layer. Let's do a little test. It should be more. Like he's still carrying it, right? But he's doing that. Yeah. That's what it should be. Let me fill this in real quick. That's 14. It should be 4. Should be hunched a little forward. Yeah, that's it. Gonna change the head as well. So let me nope, that's not gonna work. Can I merge these two? Yeah. Nope, nope. Just select one. I'm gonna merge down. Scoot this over a bit more into the frame. Yep. Gonna also readjust where his hand is at. That looks a lot better. Nope, that just jumped. That's weird. Grab that. Switch this back over here. Let's just do this first. Where's my selection tool? Magic wand. Lasso. Better. Hopefully this is now making a bit more sense. Dang it. With that little bit of red by his foot, looks like his foot got cut off. Like, oh God, no. Not my boy, not my poor paper pusher. No. I like that a lot better. Now it's just a matter of figuring out what the animation for his legs are going to be. So I'm going to right now do a little Google search. Cartoon running in place. And see if I can find a nice still image. I guess they refer to it as like a smear page or a smear animation. Or it's an in-between animation you're not really supposed to focus on. I know what I'm looking for. I just can't find it. Okay, I typed in running in place smoke and got a lot of just like still images of like smoke explosions, a lot of stock stuff. Just looking around, see if I can find something that inspires. That might work. Yeah, I think we could kind of copy that. All right. That's our boy. Gonna add another layer and just try something above that. Have the weight going forward. Yeah, like that. Let me type in cartoon running smoke. I know I'm looking for it. Like the legs need to be seen through the smoke. I just type in Looney Tunes. Maybe I can find that. Roadrunner, lots of Roadrunner stuff. Part of me feels like I need to remove the legs. Just like straight up remove them. Yeah. Keep like that. Right. Adjust the running animation a little bit. Or animation, if you could call it that. No. Just that. Nope, I'm on the wrong fucking layer. Excuse my language, on the wrong freaking layer. Deselect. Try again. Yeah, bring it closer. A bit more rounded. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, this guy cleaned it up. Okay. We're in the zone. Okay, we're right now working strictly on the little zoom layer, this little like running layer, right? I'm gonna draw this in here anyway. Love how it does that. Good. So we're basically hinting at all the different places his boots could be at the moment. Can we back out? Okay, so that's good for like a still image. But we still need to establish like certain parts of it. Like what is I gotta do the spiraling smoke. So the feet are gonna be moving and the smoke is gonna be spiraling. I think that's how we're gonna get it. Yeah. Now, that's gonna require a lot of brain movement right now. So how about I just get some of the other stuff out the way? Let's get this. Let's get the black outline around things like the paper and everything else. We're also gonna animate a few pages falling out of this. So. There's a few angles here I don't like. They don't really make sense to me. Far from perfect, but it looks good. I'm gonna have to draw like, well, first things first, let's see. That's the main body. Let's label this legs for now. Because this is the part that's gonna be edited into like several frames. So I want to have that on its own layer. Let's lock that all up for a minute. I'll label this layer as body. Not boy, body. Press down that D, which sounds weird out of context. There you go, that's that, right? I'm just gonna go ahead and add a new layer real quick on top of all of that. And we're gonna, let's see, so like, why is my pen not working? There we go. So we'll have a few pages wafting in the wind like that. few falling forward. Yeah, to give it a bit more dynamic look. We'll animate those. That's gonna be the hard part. I mean, animating, because everything, all of these frames within this game, almost all the characters, the movements are within like 4 frames, 2, 3, 4. 2 if it's just like a simple punch attack. Sometimes the walking animation is just 3 frames, so I have to simplify it just right to make it work. Break up, put it above the line separation. There we go. Want to break up the shape a little bit. Hey, Red. Good to see you, dude. I'm reaching near the end of the stream right now. I'm just in purple. I'm laying out secondary movement that I want to use for this. This is all like pieces of paper flying off of the stack the guy's carrying. So I'm just drawing a few ideas. I'm just like sketching a few ideas of how I want that to look. It's a fun story. As we're slowing down at the moment. Big Apple Comic-Con once again on the 23rd. They asked me for like links and an image to use. So I sent them. I sent them a bunch of links. They're my Facebook, Instagram. I sent them a particular picture with my logo on it. So a recent picture I've been happy with. When I went to their website, they have like a photograph of me, probably from my social media somewhere. So they used a photograph of me, and then they also like linked. They were like, check out Dante's work and they linked it to like a website I haven't used in years. Like I made an account. In fact, I never used it. I just made an account on a website for t-shirt printing, just to have an account there in case I ever want to like print out stuff. And they somehow found that. Like I don't. It was so weird. So I had to contact them, and I was like, hey, the link you provided doesn't go anywhere, and I'd rather you just use like the icon link that you requested from me. I didn't say it like that, of course, but I was like, hey, here's the icon link. Here's the image that you could use. And then they got back to me, and the way they worded it was like, all right, so per your request, we'll use the image you sent instead of that very nice college photo. Like that's the way they worded it. That very nice college photo of yourself. And it was a nice photo. I didn't mind the photo, but it's like, why ask me for like my logo and everything if you don't use it? If you just use like a random image. So they updated it now to be literally a link to my main website. That's that needs a little bit of a facelift. I'm happy with that website. It's a basic website. I need to fix it up. There's way too many social media platforms to constantly be on top of. I need to fix my main website of theburglesart.com and just have the links handle the rest. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was just like a little funny thing that happened. I was like, why are they using this freaking like weird ass like random link? Like, where did they even find this link, dude? I want to fix the front of this giant wall right here of freaking solid paper. Yeah, that'll do it. I like that better. Once again, what's with this music? So there's supposed to be chill music? Really? Yeah, that looks better. If he's running forward, these two top pages should be curling backward just a little bit. I think that'll do it in terms of like the layouts. But what's the almost about, man? Do it. I mean, obviously, if you want to just play it strictly to enjoy it, then enjoy it. But, you know, if you feel up to it with, you know, broadcast as you do it, you know? I mean, I get it. If you want to just play for the sake of playing without having to, like, fill the empty space. I mean, that's the reason why I'm streaming today without the camera. It's just one less bit of mental space that has to be taken up. I don't have to be worried about looking at the camera or anything like that. I just draw to draw. On how to stream the game, I'm going to assume it's because of the music, right? And that's what happened with the, was it the Arkham games? Years back when the Arkham games came out, people were like getting banned because every bit of music in that was like freaking copyrighted, so they couldn't stream it. I find that to be bull. That is absolute bull. You like the whole VTuber industry started in Japan. Then again, it wasn't streaming video games. I think VTubers, like the Japanese VTubers, were more about like being a mascot as opposed to playing a game. It's just that the literal model used, not the models, but like the the structure used for VTubers worked very well for people who did want to stream video games. Alright. Alright. Well, I get that for like one of those games. They're usually quote unquote romance games. Like they don't want people to know like the outcome if they go down a certain path. And I kind of get that. Racking up those retro achievements. Well, fighting games are good too. Really? They lost sales of Persona? Persona was like was it number 5? Like it was so freaking big. I figured they didn't lose any sales. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say it. That sounds like bull. That sounds like them trying to find a reason why they didn't do well. It's like, oh, this game didn't do well. It must have been those darn live streamers who were actively advertising our game, you know? When you say retro achievements, are you talking about... Are you happen to be talking about that website? Like the one we mentioned, we discussed once or twice before? Where it's like, that's kind of like the website actually has like a... Ooh, what the heck did I just do? Let me deselect that. I don't know if I can always call it benefits. You kids these days. There's a great image someone put online. I don't know if I sent it to you. But it's one of those images where the longer you look at it, the funnier it gets. And it's just, it says... How we used to take selfies back in... It says how we used to take selfies back in the 90s. And it's someone in front of a mirror holding a phone. So they're holding a phone to the mirror. But then when you look closer, you realize they're holding a freaking payphone. Like they somehow grabbed an entire payphone like off its pole. So it's them in their house holding a payphone, holding the receiver to a mirror. And it's like, how did you take this picture? Where did you find the payphone? Yeah, that's it. That's the website. That's the website I was gonna say. Yeah, I remember that. We talked about that one. Yeah. Yeah, right now I'm just kind of laying out. So everything that's red is essentially the feet, not the feet. What's gonna be uh, the running puff, and what I'm outlining in blue right now are the feet, which are just slightly moved out of place from their first frame. So I think it's gonna be like maybe 2 frames of running feet, but then more frames revolving around the paper. The paper that's falling will get a few more frames to make it a bit more smooth, but the running feet are just 2 frames going back and forth, back and forth. Now, I the Dragon Quest you beat before wasn't, so the Dragon Quest you were playing last time wasn't for Game Boy, was it? That was like Dragon Quest on like a console. You're freaking going hard, man. You're not. It's not even a matter of you like. I'm not just gonna beat Dragon Quest. I'm gonna beat Dragon Quest on all of its consoles. Is there So you're on the website where it labels the achievements. Is there like a kind of scoreboard kind of thing? Like, do people see you actually making these achievements, or is it just more just to have a list for yourself? Alright, I'm gonna hit file save. It's about 10:30 right now. Oh, file save, just in case. What was that about? Alright, let's back out for a minute. Not that much. Come on, zoom in a pinch. There we go. So once again, we have our base, which is just our happy little boy staring at us, which is really just like when he stops running, it jumps to that. So he runs one way across the screen, stops, runs the other way across the screen, and then like essentially disappears afterwards. We have our running animation, or at least the base for the running animation. It needs some tweaks. These legs will change, and they're going to be changing from what you see here to essentially the red layout. So it's just 2 frames flipping back and forth. But the purple you see, the paper, that's going to have definitely more than just 2 frames. Like probably have 4 frames, just kind of indicating paper flipping around, flapping around, giving it a lot more just secondary movement. And the idea is that these little guys, they run into this, they run back and forth. Our protagonist has to jump over them, which is why I set the height at roughly 150, because the standard height for my character is 100, and his jumping height is double that. So he should be able to clear this. I might have to fiddle a little bit with the hitboxes. Might even make the hitbox slightly smaller than what it appears to be here. And the idea I have is that maybe when they stop, they run back and forth and they stop, that's when our protagonist can hit them. And when he hits them, the next animation is them throwing the paper in the air. And when they do that, that counts as a hit against the villain. Because the actual villain won't be these guys. The actual villain is sitting higher up on a bench. It's kind of like a courtroom. He's on a bench, sitting up high. These guys run back and forth. And every time you hit one of them, they throw a piece of paper in the air and it hits him. It's kind of like if you're playing a Mario game and Bowser throws a bomb at you. If you could get the right bomb and throw it back at him, that's how that works. That's the idea I have for this right now. And I think I am going to call it. Sorry for jumping off so quick after you jumped in, Red. I look forward to catching your streams if and when you get back into them. And hopefully we can chat more in the future. I just haven't been streaming that much. I just got too many things in my mind. Nothing bad. Just I've been just dealing with like a bunch of stuff that I have to get organized. And by the time it's time to stream, the stuff I have to do art-wise isn't really stream friendly, or I'm just too tired. It's one of the two. But that's that. Once again, everyone who might be watching this later on, that's Big Apple Comic-Con on the 23rd. That is this weekend. Check it out. It's one of the few conventions coming up before Thanksgiving. It's in New York, in Manhattan to be precise. And yeah, I think that's that pretty much. I get you, man. I get you. If you're not in the zone, not really in the mindset to do streaming, that's what happens. Let me mute the music for a minute. There we go. Much better. But I get you. If you're just not like in the mindset, you don't want to stream. That's it. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong at all. And don't get me started on the fact that like Restream like just updated its like user interface, and before I even jumped on, I was like, what the heck am I doing? Am I even streaming correctly? Excuse me. That was a burp. Anyway. Yeah, that will be that. You and I need to catch up a bit more, man. We gotta chat, we gotta talk. FYI, Ro, people watching this have no idea who that is, but Red Spectra knows. Ro is back in New York. She'll be here into December, so we're trying to get more and more hangouts together. we hung out with a few people yesterday. We hung out with Katorius Rex and a handful of other people I will not name on stream. So I'll keep you in the loop about that. Alright? I'll keep you in the loop. And once again, if you feel like hanging out, now's a good time to catch up on a few people we haven't seen in freaking 2 years or so. And that'll be that. So once again, guys, I am Dante. Like, favorite, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the future. Later.